Breaking news now on Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
And we begin tonight with breaking news out of Prospect. State police say a man was shot and killed by a police officer tonight. Thanks for joining us for the news at 10. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. This marks the third police-involved shooting in our state in just the past week, and all three have been deadly. This one happened on Merriman Lane right before 5 tonight. The person killed has not been identified.
Fox 61's Gabby Molina is in Prospect right now, and she has everything we know so far from state police. Gabby.
Well, Brent and Sarah, unfortunately, it's pretty foggy out here, and since it's dark out, it's a little bit tough to see. But what you can see behind me is that there is still a very large police presence out here on Merriman Lane. As far as what we know so far, according to state police, Prospect police were called to a home on Merriman Lane just before 5 o'clock this evening for a report of a suspicious incident, though police haven't given any details as to what that incident was. State police says that when officers arrived, they made contact with the person at the home. A Prospect officer then shot that person, though it's not clear what led up to that. The person was pronounced dead at the scene, and at this point there are very few details about exactly what happened, but state police says that there's no threat to the public. What we do know is that when an officer uses deadly force, it is protocol for them to be placed on administrative duty while an investigation takes place. And like you mentioned earlier, Brent and Sarah, this is the third time this week a police officer in Connecticut has shot and killed a person. In Wallingford and Hartford earlier this week, both of the people involved in that were armed, and then again a third shooting here in Prospect this evening. Again, a lot of unknown at this point, but as soon as we learn more about exactly what happened here, we'll pass that information along to you. Live in Prospect, Gabby Molina, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Gabby, thank you. And for those updates on this story, as well as local news and weather happening in your area, download the free Fox 61 News app through the QR code here on your screen. All right, time now for a first check on the forecast, and today's rain is just about to turn into tomorrow's rain to start off the weekend.
Yeah, there's a lot of it too. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us now with the latest. Rachel, I was mentioning before the show, it's really foggy. Gabby mentioned it too. Poor visibility out there.
Poor visibility. The windshield wipers are going crazy at some points, and then at other times there's a nice little break in the action, and those intermittent showers will come down off and on through the overnight and right into the day tomorrow. Although I don't want to leave you in suspense, it does look drier as we head into the second half of the weekend on Sunday. We've got a couple showers right now and a heavier downpour in Granby. We're also looking at a heavier downpour in Newtown. This is in Fairfield County. But look at all of this rain that's about to move back in. So areas that have a break in the action, some parts of far eastern Connecticut have barely seen a raindrop today. Everybody is going to see a round of rain fill in here as we head through the evening and overnight hours, and we have more where that came from. You can see just a mess here all across the Northeast. So as we head through the overnight hours, temperatures will stay in the 50s, and through the day tomorrow we'll see off and on rain. Again, at times it's just damp, other times the skies open up and we're seeing some locally heavy downpours. And we really don't see all of this rain move out until we head into Saturday evening. As the rain moves out, the wind picks up. We're going to talk more about the gusty and cooler conditions that will take over for Sunday into early next week coming up.
All right, Rachel, thanks. New at 10 tonight, more bad news for a popular diner in Bristol. The owners of Palmas Diner say they have to close again after another vehicle crashed into their building. The diner posted a photo on Facebook showing the vehicle that hit their building near Stafford Avenue and Brook Street this afternoon. The owners say the front door isn't opening properly, so they'll have to close until further notice to get it fixed and working again. And this is the second time this year that diner's been hit. Back in January, a car crashed into the diner, badly damaging the building and putting Palmas out of business for 3 months that time. No word yet how long the eatery will be out of business this time around. And despite complaints from disgruntled riders, the state DOT is pushing ahead with a plan to raise fares and cut service on the rails. It'll cost an average of 4.5% more to ride the New Haven, Hartford, and Shoreline East commuter rail lines starting November 1st. A total of 21 trains are scheduled to be removed from the schedule. Republican State Senator Tony Hwang of Fairfield, the ranking senator on the Senate Transportation Committee, railed against the DOT plan, saying in a statement, "This is how you kill a railroad. Cut service, raise fares, discourage ridership. Then ridership drops, and that scenario provides more excuses for further cuts." The state is now asking commuters to pay more for less service.
Violence directed at healthcare workers is apparently getting more severe and more frequent. That's according to the Connecticut Hospital Association and its members. Well, tonight they're saying enough is enough, and they're implementing a brand new code of conduct policy in all the state's hospitals. Fox 61 New Haven County Bureau reporter Julie LeBlanc explains how you can help.
The CHA says every day in Connecticut, at least 5 healthcare workers are assaulted in hospitals in our state. So they're creating this code of conduct to say they're not going to take it anymore.
Every day we come in, every day something happens.
Teresa Marks has worked as a nurse in the emergency room at John Dempsey Hospital at UConn Health for 4 years. In her 6-year career, she says patients and visitors have grown more violent.
We have had staff members that have been kicked in the head, scratched, pinched, bit, kicked. Or I've been smacked in the face before.
The context with which they look at it is that empathy, that healing, and they often go beyond and say, it's okay. But it's really not okay, folks. It's not.
So healthcare leaders are taking action, setting a new statewide code of conduct for all patients and visitors coming to Connecticut hospitals.
To say together what we expect and what we will do when individuals come into our environment that will not respect the healthcare workers.
They will not tolerate aggressive or violent behavior, discriminatory language, sexual harassment, or weapons being brought into hospitals. Those who violate the rules will be held accountable or asked to leave.
Do not touch us, do not hurt us, and do not be disrespectful to us.
The group is hoping to stop what's contributing to a severe healthcare worker shortage.
I had a young nurse come up and made a statement, happens to only have been a nurse for a little over a year, who made a statement, I can't do this for much longer. We're going to lose staff.
But they can't do it alone. They need your help to turn things around by following the new rules and making a difference.
It's calling people to second guess why they got into healthcare. It's impacting the critical thinking that's needed to provide safe, quality care.
Now, the CHA and lawmakers have also secured more funding for safety and security measures in Connecticut hospitals. Plus, right now, they're working with the state's attorney's office to properly prosecute those who violate these rules. We are in Wallingford. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Julia, thank you. And 3 instructors at DCF's Wilderness School were honored today for their heroic actions last summer protecting young campers from a rabid bobcat. The Department of Children and Families celebrated the Wilderness School's 50th birthday in East Hartland today by honoring these 3 instructors. It happened back in July. The counselors took 9 children in the foster care system to a remote island in Lyme for a wilderness adventure. The bobcat attacked an instructor in the middle of the night, and that's when the other counselors fought back to protect the kids.
As soon as we get into the tent, it just starts charging at us, jumps on the tent. I didn't know where my coworkers were, where the bobcat was. It was just over us. The tent was kind of like all on us. I remember like punching.
The 3 counselors walked away with injuries ranging from severed tendons to wounded hands and legs. They say this incident, though, has not discouraged them from going back out into the wilderness.
New details tonight in the Israel-Hamas war. Tonight in Israel and at synagogues across America, celebrations for the first good news in 14 days. 2 American hostages have been freed. 59-year-old Judith Rayan and her 17-year-old daughter Natalie are both from Illinois. They have dual citizenship. They were in Israel for a birthday celebration. Members of Hamas kidnapped them at a kibbutz on October 7th. And tonight we've received the first photo of the women since being released. Here they are. Hamas says the government of Qatar negotiated their freedom. Mother and daughter are now reunited with family in Israel, and they apparently spoke with President Biden tonight. The Rainans' friends and rabbi call it a Shabbat miracle.
We were thrilled. Thrilled is an understatement.
We have a tremendous amount of gratitude to the Almighty God for this incredible miracle. At the same time, we remain deeply pained and very concerned for the 200+ hostages that are still in the hands of Hamas terrorists in Gaza. And we continue to pray for their release.
Meanwhile, the 20 trucks filled with humanitarian aid and relief supplies that were supposed to have rolled into Gaza this morning from Egypt have not moved. Coming up at 10:30, we'll take a closer look at what's behind that delay.
All right, it was a big night in Hartford where the Wolfpack had their home opener tonight.
After a great season last year, fans are fired up about the season ahead.
Fox 61's Gabby Molina has the story from the XL Center.
Hours before the puck drop, some of the biggest Hartford Wolfpack fans lined up to be the first ones inside for the home opener.
I'm a huge Wolfpack fan. I've been here since 1997 and been a season ticket holder since then.
Many of them die-hard fans.
I am getting the Wolfpack logo tattooed right here on Monday.
And still buzzing from last season.
Be able to actually win all those wins to get into the playoffs, and then shutting out in the series, both Providence and Springfield, it was a great win for all of us.
With the team off to a hot start already, Wolfpack fans say there's plenty to be excited about for this season.
Honestly, it's pretty much a clean slate, and this is the most excited I've been for a home opener in a while.
I'm really excited to see the team and see what they can bring this year.
Inside the XL Center before the game, that excitement and energy could be felt in the crowd of red, white, and blue. People showing their team spirit with face paint and shopping for team merch, many gearing up for a tradition they look forward to all year.
The camaraderie, we've all actually become friends. We're always the first in line. And it's just the friendship, the team itself, it's very homey.
The sport bringing together fans of all ages.
It's just a fun, fast sport, and yeah.
All there to back the pack for another season in Hartford.
Wins, and more wins, and hopefully a championship.
Reporting in Hartford, Gabby Molina, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.